Listen, bitch, I told you the system was shaking, and honey, it just cracked. On January 23rd, 2026, history was made. Silver hit $100 an ounce. Gold is flirting with $5,100 like it's at a speed dating event. But why is this happening? Is it just inflation? No, baby, it's a rupture. That's the word they used at the World Economic Forum in Davos this week. While Jamie Dimon was over there sipping $50 lattes, President Trump dropped a bomb. He is suing JP Morgan for $5 billion. He's calling them out for economic sabotage and weaponizing the banking system. But the real tea, the stuff they don't want you to see in the headlines, is that JP Morgan has spent the last decade quietly becoming the biggest silver owner in the history of the world. They didn't just take over the market. They built a fortress around it, and they did it with your money. Now let's talk about this takeover. How does a bank own more silver than some countries? For years, JP Morgan was the custodian for the silver ETF called SLV. That means they held the silver for everyone else, but while they were holding it for you, they were also accumulating their own physical hoard. By the start of 2026, experts estimate JP Morgan controls between 700 million and 1 billion ounces of physical silver. To put that in perspective, that's almost an entire year's worth of global mine production. They were caught in 2020 doing something called spoofing, where they place fake orders to drive the price down, buy it up for cheap, and then cancel the orders. They paid a $920 million fine like it was a parking ticket. Why? Because they knew what was coming in 2026. They knew the world was going to need silver for more than just jewelry and spoons. Why silver? Because, honey, you can't have a digital future without a physical metal. The AI boom, every one of those AI data centers we talked about with Qualcomm needs silver. It's the best conductor of electricity on the planet. No silver, no chat GPT. Solar energy. With the energy crisis of 2026, everyone is pivoting to solar. Each solar panel uses about 20 grams of silver. Demand is up 150% and the mines can't keep up. China's strategic move. On January 1st, China declared silver a strategic resource and locked down their exports. JP Morgan saw this coming. They took over the silver market so they could be the gatekeepers of the 2026 economy. If you want a robot, you pay them. If you want solar power, you pay them. They aren't just a bank anymore. They're a global commodity kingpin. Now, let me stop right here because I know what you're thinking. Auntie, if I can't afford a $100 ounce of silver, how do I stay ahead? Listen to me, sugar. If you can't own the silver, you better own the system. This is why I am pushing you towards Wealthy Affiliate. While JP Morgan is hoarding physical assets, you need to be building digital assets. Wealthy Affiliate is the only place that teaches you how to build a business that can survive a banking war. They show you how to use that same AI technology, the stuff that's driving silver prices through the roof, to build your own income streams. You don't need 1 billion ounces of silver to be safe. You need a business that nobody can spoof or sue out of existence. Go to the link in my description. Now back to the drama. Trump's $5 billion lawsuit isn't just about mean tweets, honey. It's about market manipulation. The president is arguing that by hoarding this much silver, JP Morgan has created a false scarcity that's hurting American manufacturing. He wants to break up their precious metals desk once and for all. If Trump wins the suit, or if JP Morgan is forced to sell some of that hoard, we could see a silver revaluation that will make your head spin. Some analysts are saying $150 or even $200 silver is realistic by the end of 2026 because the supply deficit is now 95 million ounces a year. The problem solver move: if you have silver coins in your drawer, do not sell them to those we buy gold shops for pennies. Hold on to your hard assets because the banks are fighting for their lives to keep theirs. Now, I want you to leave a comment below because the unapologetic family always has the best tea. Do you think JP Morgan should be allowed to own 1 billion ounces of silver, or is that a monopoly? Are you Team Trump or Team Jamie Dimon in this $5 billion showdown? Would you trade your paper dollars for physical silver today, even at $100 an ounce? Drop your thoughts. I'm reading every comment while I go count my silver quarters. That's my unapologetic opinion, and I said what I said.